Welcome fellow modelers to my latest video, and this is going to be about the Revell VW Cabriolet in the Skips Fiesta drive-in series. This is copyrighted in 1989, and there's the side and end shot. And I'm going to try and do something I don't always do, is 1989 copyright. I'm going to try and get this model built within a month of when I actually purchased it or received it. Wish me luck on that one. Okay. This, as you can see, is still sealed in plastic bags, and all the pieces and parts, 4 tires, instruction sheet. And not much in the way of decals, just the Skips Fiesta scribble thingy. And the chrome, you can see that this is the 68 to 70 whatever bumper style. I think they call these the rails bumpers. And this is supposed to be done as a custom car, so it has Porsche style wheels, or wheel covers, I don't know which. But let's open it up and see. So I was just looking at the tires, so I was putting some of the clear parts away in a plastic bag to protect them. These are not your standard VW 70, I think this is supposed to be a 72. Not your standard 72 VW tires. They would be, what, 155 15s? Those aren't 155 15s. Oh well. So let's open up the bag and see what we got. Oh, what? It said that this is molded in something or other green. Is that an authentic VW color? Or doesn't look it to me. And I think from the details on this, this is your standard Revell VW Convertible Cabriolet, whatever you want to call it, of the era. Newport green. You can see it right there. Newport green, okay. So it looks like we have some mold parting lines to improve upon here. There's those rear fenders there, the front fenders as well. Well, I saw something else too. Oh, yeah, that was the front fender I've seen over here. We got some flash by the headlights to deal with. And okay, it's nice that they have the part numbers molded on the parts, or on the tree next to the parts. That's going to be handy. Cool. And I think the first step today is going to be to see about assembling the engine. I don't know what the first step is on the instruction sheet yet, but yep, you can see the numbers embossed. Not too bad. We have some engine pieces in here, hoses, valve covers. What is that thing? Cool. And this should go nicely with, I have a 68 Beetle over in my display case. This should go nicely with that. I have plans for the color on this. Oh, there's the inside of the door cards. Those are nice. Nicely done. Don't know about the interior. I prefer the white or light gray interior VW had back then. Okay, let's look at the instruction sheet for the engine and get started here. Alright, looking at the instructions, they want me to start off by doing the body, and I don't think I'm going to do that. Body, then we get down to steps 5 and 6, and we're doing some suspension in the center tunnel. Yeah. Okay, here's where the engine starts back here at 12. And I think I'm going to do that. So let's get started. Okay, back again to the Revell VW Convertible. And what I have is the chassis, is that chassis, with the suspension all ready to go. Obviously the dashboard's in there. The engine all assembled. I have the transaxle and I don't know what that is, you call that the firewall maybe, ready to go too. I'm just not sure yet whether I'm going to put this all together in one piece or not. I'm going to think about that before I do it. But I think what I'll do is all this will be black. Probably the engine will be too, and that'll be black too. So as far as the transaxle, yeah, that's probably going to have to be silver and black. So maybe what I'll do is keep this separate for now. So paint the engine separate, the chassis separate, and that separate. So that's where I'm at. Obviously I haven't got to work on the body. I mentioned in the first segment the flash. I don't know if you can see it, probably can't, it's probably not coming out. But there's a lot of little pieces of green on the towel here. This stuff is really got a lot of flash. It's hard to be too picky about it because it's small pieces, but every piece has flash. Every piece has to be scraped and sanded. And some places, I can't really show you a good example right here. There's a lot of ejector pin marks. I think there's some here, right there. And they're like, you know, on the axle like that. It really throws off the uniformity of it, whatever I'm trying to say. It's not really a perfect cylinder, the axle. So if you look at each and every little piece on this motor had to be scraped, had to have some ejector pin marks. Well, I can see one right there on, is that cooling hose right there? You can see an ejector pin mark right there. They're just everywhere. It's too bad. It's a very detailed engine. It's a very nice little engine, and it's got lots of detail to it. But my lord, it's just full of ejector pin marks. You can see another one there, right there, and there was one there that I did file off. So anyways, there's where we are. I'll bring you back when we get more done. Probably next time these pieces will all be painted and hopefully put together. The body is all sanded and cleaned and it's ready for paint. So here we go. I'm using Rust-Oleum and it's going to be gloss almond. Let's get that out of the way for the moment. Oh, good. That was not good. Great. Shit. Guess what? Guess who's going to need to go in the stripper? Try this think I'll let that set for a day. That's that spot right there. Is that from when it fell off the hook? Yeah, there's a spot right there too. I thought my thumbprint was going to be the worst. That's right there. Alright. Let that set for a day. Come back tomorrow. Alright, the chassis is painted all black now. I've got some highlighting to do here and there. So that'll be my next stage. And I'm thinking at this point that what I'm going to do is the floor mats will be dark gray. And let's see, I think white for that right there. And then you can see the interior sections, the seats and such. Those are going to be off-white. And the roof is going to be black. I probably will do it with the roof up. I'll have to see how it looks. But yeah, I think they look better with the roof up, personally. On to the next step. So I assembled these, by the way, but I have not sanded them at all to take out the glue lines. So as you can see, I've assembled the seats, but I have not sanded down the glue lines. There's one back here along the edge there, and it looks like I've got a sprue mark there. So I've got a little bit of fine-tuning to do on those. I haven't sanded this glue line here either. So, detailing. Got some silver. What do we have here? I have some flat aluminum and some flat steel. And I think the steel will go on the exhaust manifold heater boxes. Can't remember heater boxes. Yeah, I think they're silver. Transmission will be aluminum. Carburetor aluminum. See what other parts, detail parts I can get in there. I'll get some details in there just to dress it up a little bit. Well, fellow modelers, the VW is finally complete. Here she is in all her beige glory. I decided to put the top up, and you know, living in New England, most of the time that's the way you'd see them. And I think they look kind of, sorry VW Convertible fans, but I think they look kind of silly with the top down. And that, yeah, okay. Don't get me going on the engine compartment. The engine compartment door does not like to sit square. It likes to fall over sideways like that. And it looks a little bit silly, you notice, with the big tires. But hey, that's the way it comes. I guess one problem with having the top up is that you can't see the interior very well. I'll see if I can get in there a little closer. See the dash. And I painted the interior a very light gray. Seems to me that there was a light gray color that they had back in the 60s, 70s. Off-white kind of. And you can see I highlighted the gauges and knobs inside. And now let's see. Let me back up again. See if I can get that engine compartment to close a little better. Okay, I think it's square now. Almost. So, all in all, you know, it's not, yeah, anyways. The Revell model is not that great. I'm not a big fan of it. What don't I like about it, might you ask? Well, first of all, while we're talking about the engine compartment lid here, the engine compartment lid is a problem. First of all, it doesn't sit square. Second of all, it doesn't really open very well. Pardon my hands, but I have a really hard time opening this thing. And it's too bad because the engine compartment is nicely detailed. You spend a lot of time in the first, several steps of the construction, putting the engine together, the transmission, etc. And it would be nicely, you know, you could even detail it very nicely. I'm going to see if I can open it up here and prop it. I'll be right back. The undercarriage, the chassis. Another problem with this model I had is another problem I had with the model is the suspension. The front suspension is pretty fragile, but the rear suspension is very fragile. And this axle especially broke right off. I don't know if you can see up in there or not, but I put a U channel on the top part of it, on the top of the axle, to splice it back together again, and it broke off right down here as well. So this whole wheel came right off, wheel and axle. So it's very fragile, the rear suspension. The front suspension, a little bit. Where I had problems was in the back, trying to get the wheel onto the hub, or the axle, I don't know, hub or axle. They fit very, very tightly, and I had to open up the rear ones especially quite a bit. The hole for the axle, I had to open up a lot. So, yeah, all in all, I think it came out pretty good. Would I go out and buy another one just because I loved it so much? No. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, oh my God, it's terrible, and 10 being, I want to buy one and paint it a different color, I'd give it about a 4, maybe a 3 even. A lot of flash, a couple of problems with the assembly, and issues with the fragile rear axles, and of course the fact that the tires and wheels just, yeah, it's customized. Anyways, if you like this video, which I hope you did, please leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any comments or suggestions or questions, you can leave them down there as well. And if you really like my videos, please subscribe. Thanks again, and I hope you enjoy your modeling. Bye now.